This video is gonna be about different demonic terms that have been normalized. And I guess I could start off with saying this. You commonly hear older people say things like, this generation just got bad and this generation is the worst generation. And I mean, things definitely do get worse, but the thing is, all people will know. Every generation normalizes something new that's horrible and evil and demonic. So, like, the older generations talk about the music that there is now, and they act like this is something new, but I mean, there's been a lot of, what is it called? Audio erotica and stuff going on. Like, as I point out, the whole point of R&B was to normalize chomoism and other paraphilias. Or they talk about how the kids are these days. But the thing is, that was also strategically done throughout the years with the agenda of the breaking down of the family system, which started a very long time ago. And also the normalizing of family dysfunction, from domestic violence to all different types of abuse, which honestly, that really started going downhill way in ancient times when women and children started being seen as property. And of course, when something is property, people do whatever they want to it. So you can hit them, beat on them, essay them, all types of things, and people see nothing wrong with it because it's either considered discipline or it's just their wife or kids, so they can do whatever. And that's like an ancient principle that was made up a very long time ago that's led to the bullcrap that there is today, which is why everybody's traumatized and there's so much generational trauma and everybody's turned out, especially the dudes. The women are too, but it's like, it seems like when guys get turned out, they end up with like worse issues sometimes, though, because I mean, I would still say that kind of the worst you can get, other than like becoming a predator yourself, is becoming extremely Jezebelic, which I mean that pretty much you do become predatory, whether you're a woman or a man. Or even the fact that there really aren't a lot of real men or women due to all the generational trauma. But anywho, the point of that is that nothing's new. Everything is a strategic agenda that's been worsened and worsened as the mind control gets deeper and deeper and people get more and more messed up. And that's also how these different terms are passed along and they're normalized, because every generation normalizes something new that's demonic. So first, the term boyfriend and girlfriend. While these are like just casual terms, these are rooted in chomoism, which every civilization normalizes chomoism. Especially the boyfriend term, that goes back to, I don't know what I can and can't say, but boy prostitution and Virgo vessel turnout rituals. Because just like in another video uploaded that I'll put in the description, it's not a new thing to turn out guys, especially because the destruction of Adam ritual, as I like to call it, there's a big agenda behind that, because of course the demons know that like if they can mess up the guys and get them out of the protector role and logical thinking, everything goes downhill from there. So that's why there's organizations like NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association. And none of this stuff is new. This is all very old practices. But yeah, that's why regardless of the narratives that people are pushing, turning out guys or boys has always been a big agenda. And when it comes to traff, like human traff, there's so many different things that people are being trapped for. Like there's certain narratives that are pushed that are really wrong, and I think that, well, not I think, I know that this is done to like confuse people. People think that like only women are targets or only girls are targets. And that really depends, because like if they want your organs or they want your melanin, they're going to of course look for like a young melanated dude who's healthy. like a lot of these schools and hospitals, which actually hospitals and of course morgues, they're the biggest organ traffickers anyways. But yeah, anywho, it depends. But as far as sexual stuff, that also can depend. It depends on what ritual they're trying to do, really. Like, I mean, if they want somebody for breeding, they're going to look for someone who's, I guess, like 10 or older. Because I know typically in the U.S., people start having their periods at like 10. But if they're looking for somebody who's like a little more capable of having a baby than like a woman. But, I mean, a lot of guys are chomos and on the down low anyways. So, I mean, even if it's not like a high-level trafficker, and it's just an individual person who wants to like kidnap somebody to use them for whatever. I mean, they may want a younger guy or they may want an older guy. Like, if you think you're not a target, get on, I don't know, some site like Craigslist, one of those human trap sites, and just make a post and say, I'm a 40-year-old man, and does anybody know? Wait, I'm 40, I'm a dude. I've been doing construction for however long. Does anybody need like some construction work or whatever in the world? And of course, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people come after you, and they're gonna probably try to manipulate you. Some of them will just straight up admit that they want like some type of supposed sex work, but realistically though, when they claim that they want butt naked feather dusting, or they just want quote unquote massages for some class, or they just want a model. None of that stuff is going to be true anyways. They're really just traffickers, and those are some of their like, I don't know, salesman lines, I guess I could say. They probably 9 out of 10 don't want that, especially with the modeling is in and of itself trash anyways. But yeah, or they're going to try to manipulate you, and they're going to be like, I don't know, I need you to come help me with plumbing because my toilet's been broke. But none of that is true. They're about to kidnap you and do whatever, and definitely drug you as well. So yeah, like, certain people think they're the targets, but it all depends. But you're definitely never not a target for somebody, no matter how old you are, what you look like, or your gender. 2. Gods don't bleed. This term was very obviously completely made up to try to combat the story of Jesus Christ on the cross, and that's just very obvious. And I do wonder where this term actually came from originally, but like regardless of who made it, there is a demonic agenda behind it. I think 3. The third one is conspiracy theory. And somebody that does deliverance actually had like made a video, and the demons told him that they made the term conspiracy theory, which is obvious. And as you know, it also has a racial history to it, because like originally the quote unquote schizophrenic conspiracy theorist, or schizophrenic melanated person with religious fervor, because atheism is a white supremacist philosophy, they would be the conspiracy theorists, and that would be like, I don't know, the quote unquote black dude who is saying that the government is against him and they don't like him, or the police are lying on him, or stuff like that. The person that knew what was going on and would speak out. In fact, if I'm remembering right, the term conspiracy theorist really like took off, or maybe even was like created after the whole thing where the higher-ups took out Kim, and they wanted to cover that up. And then before that, they would just call it schizophrenia, which they still do now. Which is why schizophrenia is one of the abuser's favorite labels to throw on somebody. But I really see all the mental labels pretty much the same in these situations. Okay, so after about 15 minutes, I finally found my notes. I wrote a man who has nothing to lose. So I guess the whole term a man who has nothing to lose is a man of fear. But I don't really know why I wrote that down, but I guess I was also thinking about how like It's also kind of materialistic. I mean, why can't a man who has nothing to lose be a man that has everything to gain? The term the GOAT. This is obviously about Baphomet worship and even Pan worship. And they claim that it means the greatest of all time, but they're just trying to say that the Baphomet is the greatest of all time. I can throw these in here. YOLO. I've heard somebody say DOLA before, which supposedly means something similar, but I don't know what. FOMO, which is sometimes used in like the stock market as well. Turn up. Your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. Once saved, always saved. Different ways of saying do what thou wilt, which is coined by Aleister Crowley, and it means that just do whatever you want. This is why in Luciferianism you can take out 3 people for no reason one day, and then the next day you can get somebody some ice cream, or you can sacrifice some people, then you can give out millions of dollars in scholarships, and in the end still go to heaven, because Luciferians don't believe in hell. The same way a lot of people in Christianity and other religions don't believe in hell. Although, funny enough, all Buddhists believe they go to hell. But it's also like a crucifixion belief. So like, I mean, everybody did go to hell, or at least they went to purgatory / the African paradise if they were good, to wait till like Jesus died on the cross, so that way, due to that ritual, they'd be able to get into heaven. And apparently, when I mentioned the boyfriend and girlfriend terms, I forgot to mention the whole calling somebody baby. So like, you're dating them or you're married and you're calling them baby and different stuff like that. All of that is about chomoism. Just like how people say quote unquote CP instead of CSA imagery, or they say corn instead of SA imagery.